Hey everybody, thought I would edit a quick picture here, make a little video of it. Nothing fancy here, just as you can see, chain link fence and some bokeh balls. Nothing fancy. With a photo like this, probably not going to be doing too much to it. The main goal is to get the colors as nice as I like them, so to speak. Obviously, would be what I like, but we'll see what we can do here. There's so many directions this thing can go, but I'm going to make a few adjustments here in the develop module in the basic panel, and then see where this thing goes. Here we go. Drop down the highlights. Probably going to leave the shadows where they are. I'm going to adjust the white points by pressing down Option to get the screen black. Now once the points start coming through, like that right there on the top is where I'm going to stop. I don't want any of those to be showing through. So we'll go about 70. There we go. I'm going to do the black, see what that does. Pressing down on the Option key again. It's probably too much. Now I'm going to eyeball it just to see. Something like that. Now I'm going to play with the clarity a little bit. Probably going to sharpen it up just a little bit. Vibrance be the last thing. In the basic panel, the vibrance will be the last thing in the basic panel, and then I'm going to play around with a few of the other tools. Actually, the white balance, I'm going to play with a lot here. Let's see what that did. Here's the before and after, so we have a little bit of difference. Okay, so now this should start making a big difference. I'm going to leave the exposure and the contrast alone for right now. Cool it down a little bit, warm it up, see what that does. In my mind, both are nice, but for some reason I'm feeling a little bit cooler look to it right now. Bring in a little magenta. There. Before, after. Okay. I'm going to do a little sharpening, the detail panel right here. Now on these, I generally use the same adjustments on every photo for a quick and dirty, so to speak, sharpening and noise reduction. And saw another guy who makes a lot of Lightroom videos and is very good at it. In my opinion, his name is Anthony Morganti. If you want very, very detailed Lightroom instruction, he's a wonderful guy to watch. Anthony Morganti. He does a really, really nice job. Very, very thorough. So that's where I learned that little trick from him. So I'll close that down. I'm going to mess with the tone curve a little bit. My red, green, and blue channels. Usually do a little bit of an S-curves. Doesn't work for every picture, but for the most part it works. And then I'll play around with it, just see the different stuff it does to each particular image. See what I like more. Go back up. I think that's too bright on top. Well, something like that. I'm going to go in the blue channel. I play with the blue channel most. There's the red and green channel, obviously, but for the most part I leave those alone. But I do play with the blue channel quite a bit. Usually bringing the blue channel, the blue line like this down, it's going to warm it up just like that, which that does look nice. I'm going to see what it does when I raise it up. It's nice as well, but for this one, I think I'm going to go a little warmer like that. Brings out some orange right here. Just a minor adjustment. I'm happy with that. Alright, some split toning. Excuse me. Play with I don't know if I'm going to use a split toning on this image. Kind of like where it was when we started. I'm going to make all these, take the saturation down. So there's no effect. This one's affecting the shadows. Okay. And this was what I was talking about. There's so many ways to make this picture look. I mean, so many different colors you can introduce, take out. And that's my biggest problem. Hardest thing with editing these is I like it, you know, in so many different ways, and it's hard to choose one. Like that's pretty nice right there, but it's definitely nice to bring in some blues too. So I'm not really sure. I'm gonna take this saturation down just to see. I'm gonna stick with that. See where we go. Okay. Lens corrections. This probably won't. You know, probably doesn't need it, but I'll just do it for the heck of it. Now Lightroom does not recognize my lens, so you have to go in manually, put it in there. I use the Tokina 100 millimeter f2.8. It's a prime lens, of course. And as you can see up here, it was shot at ISO 200, 100 millimeters because it's the prime, f3.5 at 1/10 of a second. And this was shot using a tripod. So I'm going to check the before and after, see where we stand. It's quite a bit of difference there. All right, let's see what else we can do. I'm going to use a graduated filter. I might not keep what I'm going to try here, but just to see what it does. Bring this up, play the exposure a little bit. It's kind of neat, bringing some purple and blues in there. Warm that up a little bit. There, I think I like that. Play the exposure a little bit more, see what it does. No. I think I like it a little bit darker. I'm going to drop that even down further. There you go, I'm happy with that. Okay, I'm going to close that down. Use a radio filter here. I usually do this on just about every image of some sort. I like the vignetting feature, but instead of using the actual vignette, I like to make my own using the radio filter. Just drag these out. Get that centered up as much as possible. I'm going to go over here to this panel for the radio filter and click on or click off the invert mask. So that means everything on the outside of this oval is going to be affected. Everything on the inside is not going to be touched. I usually like to bring down the exposure just a little bit, which introduces a little bit of vignetting. I'm going to warm that up, see what that does. And doesn't look like it did too much. Oh, there we go. I'm not sure. Bring that back just a little bit. All right. And let's see, introduce a little bit of clarity. Maybe a little bit more. And now what I'm looking at, I think I'm going to close down this radio filter and bring in a new graduated filter from the top. And I don't dislike the brightness at the top in the image, but I'm going to see what it looks like with decreasing the exposure a little bit. Down here is my pin for my first graduated, so if I wanted to use that, I would just click on it, and that would take me back into that graduated filter. But now I'm going to use a new one. So I'm going to click new, and do that. So now I'm going to bring one down from the top. Oops. So now I'm going to bring down the exposure a little bit. See what we get. Yeah, I think I like that better. And now I'm going to play with the white balance with inside this filter and see how that affects the image. I don't think that, there we go. That did a little bit. I'm going to bring in some magenta. There we go. I think I kind of like that. Okay. This is a nice thing about going over your history on the left-hand side here. You can go back at any point to see what the image looked like compared to what it looks like with your last adjustment. So before I put in this graduated filter, this is right there. That's what the image looked like. And I do like that. But I was saying that the top of the image was a little bright for my taste. So now I can click on my last adjustment made to see what we have now comparatively. And I think I like that a little bit better. So I'm going to keep that. See if there's anything else in this graduated filter that I want to change. Bring in some clarity just a little bit. See what that does. And it didn't really do much. Let's see, what else can I do? Well, I'm happy with that. I'm going to leave it just like that. I think this image is just about done. I'm going to go down here in the camera calibration. Usually I play with this shadow adjustment right here. I don't always use it, but I usually play with it some just to see what it does. I usually use the magenta side of it. Let me reset that, see. Okay, it didn't do much. It's a very, very, very subtle effect. Computer's running a little bit slow right now. And then I'm going to go into these, what are these called per se? I guess overall global adjustments that are, ooh, that definitely gave it a different perspective. See what these do. So many different choices. Now I'm going to go back to the Adobe Standard where we were to begin with, see what that's like. I kind of think I like this one. All right, check out before and after. I'm going to see full flame. Once again, we're running pretty slow. There we are. I think I like that. I don't think I need, I think I'm going to stop here. I don't know if there's really any more adjustments that I need to make. I probably could use some on the fence itself. Down here where the light's catching the steel. Maybe make that a little bit brighter, but I don't know if I really need to in this instance. I'm kind of happy with the way it is. I'm going to take a look at the before and after real quick and come to a decision whether to go forward, do a few more things, or just leave it how it is. And my computer is running so slow. Come on. There we go. Before and after. Okay, I think I'm going to keep that. So in this instance, what I'm just going to do, export it.